Good evening, welcome back to the One Celtic Fans View. How are you all doing this evening? Celtic face Falkirk tomorrow evening around about this time, and we're doing a little bit of a who do you think will play, and we'll talk about some transfer speculation. I see that the old Balikwisha one has raised its ugly head again tonight, suggestions that he may be on his way. Brendan Rodgers did say today in the interview that we do have up until 24 hours or so before the game to bring in a player. The deadline for the announcement of the team with UEFA, placing the team with UEFA, is today. Celtic will have had to send over the details of all the players that are going to be in the squad. They do have 2 late changes they can make. They can make 2 late changes. Will they make them before next week? Will Celtic bring in a player next week? I think that's the question that should be asked, because when it comes to Brendan Rodgers obviously speaking before the defence of the Premier Sports Cup, one in the bag. If you're going to win trebles, you need to start, and this is the start of it this week. Celtic begin their defence tomorrow night, 7:45 kickoff. Brendan Rodgers looked forward to the game, regardless of the busy schedule ahead. Talking about the double header against going to Kazakhstan, he said he would have preferred the closer game, as would have a lot of fans, but there'll be 200 or 300 fans do head over for that game. In the dugout tomorrow evening is John McGlynn. Celtic know him well, as he was involved with the Celtic B team for a while. Speaking at Lennoxtown today, he says we've had players who have come back a little bit later from Inter. He's still talking about pre-season, Brendan. He is still talking about pre-season, and he's talking about the need for players to have had a good pre-season, and the fact that some of them were away on international duty and aren't up to speed. And was it a worry today that he said that Dyson Maeda isn't up to speed? Because I thought he would have been, should have been, but what do I know? I'm not a football manager, am I? I'm just a podcaster. Let's see what some of you are saying in the comment section this evening. And what players would you play? Who would you play in the game tomorrow? Name your squad. I named mine this morning, so you get a chance to name yours tonight. I'm just going to see who's all on. Big Des is on. Michelle is in the house. It's in the house. Mostly Japanese fans, no doubt. Yeah. When we look at the squad for tomorrow night, Brendan Rodgers does have a choice to make, and I think the fact that Luke McCowan was put out to the media, I think that he's in with a chance to start tomorrow evening, and I did say that he was in my starting 11 this morning. Talking about the opposing manager, if you looked at his teams at Rafe and what he's doing at Falkirk, you could see that the attitude and energy they bring to the game, that's something that they brought to the game last year at this stage in the Premier Sports Cup. They did bring a little bit of pace, and they rattled Celtic. Let's not lie about it. Brendan Rodgers was that rattled that he made a number of changes at half time. I think it was Lewis Palmer was taken off at half-time, wasn't it? But anyway, he goes on to say today that he deserves the accolades he's been getting because he's absolutely a fantastic manager, and he's demonstrated the idea of the game the way he wants it demonstrated, and the football philosophy to get Falkirk promoted for the first time in years. And fair play to him. Do you know, getting a team like Falkirk promoted is no mean feat. When you look at the finances in the Scottish game. Anyway, the manager also spoke about Kieran Tierney being back at Celtic, and they were managing his game time carefully. How do you feel about that? Because I know that a lot of people I'm just laughing at some of the comments. Yeah. Michelle's got her team up. Let's get that up on the screen. If I could find that again. There she goes. She's got her team up. Get your team up and you'll get yours up on the screen. Also, she's going for Sinisalo, Ralston, Cameron Carter, Vickers, JSP and Inamura at the back. Calmac, Bernardo, McCown, Forrest, Yang and Yamada up front. It's quite a good team. Do you think that Michelle will be right with her prediction of the team? Or do you think that someone else will play? Get your team predictions up. And you'll get up on the screen. I'll leave that one up until we get another one. Michelle's been mischievous in the chat. I see. Let's not talk about that this evening. We've got enough to worry about. Although there have been people talk. No, we want to keep it nice and let's talk about the game tomorrow night. Brendan Rodgers said this time we're just going to take it steady with Kieran because he's full on in training. His mentality is unbelievable, Brendan said. He's also considering that he hasn't played a lot over the last couple of years, considering he's been injured now and again, and just throwing him in for 90 minutes, it's not really going to work for us. But we've been pleased how he's come through and he's settled and he's getting between 60 and 70 minutes again. We're just working on his fitness levels. He understands it, and it's obviously how he's now got a lot of maturity in him now, and the fact that he's a bit older. Sometimes he's realised now he's at the age where he's maybe been his own worst enemy when he feels a tightening. And some players, I mean, Kieran Tierney's maybe one of those players, when he feels a tightening of the hamstring, rather than going, do you know what, I think my hamstring's about to go, I want to come off. He's not one of these players, is he? He's not a player that's going to put his hand up and go, do you know what, I'm not going to carry on. Is that to the detriment of Kieran Tierney? I would say it probably is, actually. And it's probably not helped his injury situation over the years because he wants to play every minute. Do you know? And it's like, if I've got an injury, I'll just get to the end of the game. And then, do you know, it'll sort itself out in a week or two. And he's got that working man's mentality, doesn't he? It's like you just keep on going, and then pop, there it goes. But anyway, Brendan Rodgers, Hugh's got his team up: Sinisalo, Alistair Johnson, Scales, Calmac, Bernardo, Hotati, Yang, Maida, and Vardy. How is Vardy going to get a start tomorrow night? Oh, Vardy's not even signed for Celtic. Don't be mischievous in the comments. If Dyson isn't up to fitness levels, like Brendan says, should he be starting tomorrow? There's a good point, Michelle. That's a really good point, actually. Do you know, he said that Dyson's not 100% fit, match fit. He's not up to speed. But then we're going to have to get into the conversation, aren't we? And it's the look on Brendan's face when he was asked about Dyson. And I do have a picture of his face. This was the look on Brendan's coupon when he was asked about Dyson. Does that look like a man that's convinced a player's going to stay? That's all I'm saying. I'm saying no more than that because I've been absolutely slated for releasing the fact that it's been spoken about in Japan and been called all sorts. And you can only go in with information. But when Brendan Rodgers was asked about Dyson today, he never denied, he never confirmed. All he said is there's talks going on in the background. I don't know what's going on. Oh, look, we'll have laughs and macheesiers right now because Celtic aren't doing for. Exactly. Fish in Scotland's got his team up. Ralston, Murray, Trusty, KT, Calmac, Bernardo, McCown, Forrest, Kenny, Dyson. Oh, that's an interesting one. Joseph says, well, that's what happened at Arsenal Baz. Didn't say anything. You gave, yeah, that's it. But I think that John's laughing at the Vardy one. I totally get that. When you look at it, that is a strong team that Fish in Scotland's put up. But I think Brendan Rodgers, I don't think he'll start Calmac. Or would you start Calmac? But then again, you've got Ralston, Murray, Trusty and Kieran Tierney, which means that James Forrest would then become captain because he is the most senior player, because Cameron Carter-Vickers is still vice captain, isn't he? Big Virgin goals. I'm sorry, but the fact that the manager doesn't know what's going on with their best players says it's quite worrying. Michelle, it was as politician-like an answer from Brendan Rodgers today that you would ever get. And that look, that was the change in his demeanour when he started talking about the situation. And then he cheered up again once we got past that question. So he will know. He's got a shit poker face. Although he managed to keep a good poker face when it came to Kyogo Furiashi. And then he turned around and said, we've known for 6 months that Kyogo wanted away. Big deal. How we got on with it? I think if he was to come out and say, we know Dyson wants away, and there's stuff going on in the background, there would be a complete meltdown. Do you know, we'd go on about meltdowns for that lot. If Brendan Rodgers was to come out and say, look, the end of the window's coming, he's got 2 years left on his contract, he's not signed a new deal, this is the situation, if he doesn't sign a deal in the next 2 weeks, if we get an offer, he's gone. Simple as that. I would respect Brendan Rodgers more for coming out and saying that. I think we always go with the strongest team because it's scared the last time that we played them, says Joseph. But we have to put a bit of trust into the likes of Sinisalo. Sinisalo is going to be the keeper for the future. So I think at least bringing him in, I think that we need to start getting him into the team. I'd say Brendan will start the young team to make changes in the second half, Baz. I don't think there's going to be many of the young team. I think Dane Murray would be the only one from the younger team to come in. He will go with as experienced a team as possible, because Falkirk are no mugs. They proved that last season, and some people will say that we're weaker than last season. Do you know, when you look at the players, it was funny because I was watching a piece of footage from when Brendan Rodgers first came into Celtic, and remember at that point all we had lost was Jota. And when you think of the players that we've now lost since then, I mean, even the fact that Matt O'Reilly couldn't get into the team because of a certain Aaron Moy. Aaron Moy ran that midfield. I mean, he made Callum McGregor look crap. Let's be honest, they did. Aaron Moy just ran that midfield that season. I mean, he was like to Callum, you couldn't lace my boots, son. But anyway, when you look at some of the players that have left over the last couple of seasons, it is quite saddening. And it's what it is, isn't it? It's football. Mark, did they say we'd lose 2 of our bigger players at this window? Don't talk about transfers. Baz, hard game tomorrow night. Yeah, it is a hard game, and I think if we go into this game thinking it's going to be easy, they're going to be right up for it. Almaty have to travel 3,500 miles to Celtic for our first. My money's on 6-0. Let's just get this game done and dusted first, Seamus, because if you want to win trebles, and I'm still going for a treble this year, we need to even Baz, same also press. Yeah. Screw you, Aaron Moy, for retiring. I know. Well, he retired a year early. He could have stayed another season. That was the thing. But his body had went through that much over his career, and travelling was starting to do his head in. So he was just wanting to get back to his missus and kids and that. And you can, he was at the age where he's made a decent living, and he can do it. Do you know what I mean? I think Moy, like Calmac, do other things on the pitch. Yeah, you could say that. Well, no, really, because he was still the defensive. Aaron Moy was further forward in the role that Matt O'Reilly was. So Callum McGregor was kind of still in that holding position. So Aaron Moy maybe taken the shine off of Callum McGregor because he was that good. And listen, Matt O'Reilly did the same. Nobody complained about Callum McGregor that season because Matt O'Reilly was that good. Do Nobody noticed the stuff that Callum McGregor does, sweeping up the ball and getting the players all organised all over the pitch, and being that voice of the manager for the side of the pitch, on the pitch. People didn't complain about that then. It was only once Matt O'Reilly left that people started going, McGregor's pish, man, what's he do? And then when McGregor's not playing, so you're maybe right, maybe McGregor will play tomorrow. 2-1 to the boys tomorrow. Michelle apparently is ahead of recovery. I take it that's talking about the one and only Jota. I still think that you'll see Jota back before the end of the year. I've got a feeling about it. I think you'll see him back before the end of the year. I think you might even see him. When is the cup final? It's in December, isn't it? I think you could see him back for the cup final. That would be something else. Did you see UEFA having a banner last night for Palestine? Hypocrites after the shit they have the Green Brigade. Yeah, and I also seen them putting some little Palestine kids up as collateral for some nonsense that we're promoting. The irony of that, it's just don't even get me started on that lot. Because you know me to talk about politics on this channel. Take me back to that October. Anyway, Celtic. Celtic don't need to travel through. Exactly. So it'll be 6-6. All right, and we'll get your teams up because there's not a lot of many people got their teams up. For now, Jota will be in my dreams. I'm going to be romantic tonight. I'm going for a romantic night out with the missus tomorrow. To paradise. I'm going for 5-0 the Hoops, says Big Des. He's taking his missus to the game. Good on you. Jota scored the winner in the Europa final. Well, that means that we get put out of the Champions League. Would that be acceptable? Getting put out of the Champions League. Could you imagine the fans on not only Brendan, I think Brendan would get it tight. I think the fan base would completely annihilate Brendan, and I think unjustly. I do think unjustly, because I think that although on paper, and I've seen everyone online saying, oh, Celtic are way better than this team. This team's no better than Livingston and Motherwell and stuff like that. The ratings of this team are terrible. Well, unless you watch the actual game over the last couple of legs that they played, they are no mugs. Yeah, I'm early tonight, Liam, because I'm thinking about actually going and watching some of the Dundee United game, because they're sitting at 2-2, aren't they? That's the real reason. And plus I've got some other stuff that I've been busy sorting out, so I'll tell you one thing. 2-2 on aggregate. It's anybody's game, that, for Dundee United, isn't it? And they're at home. I mean, all it needs is a 1-0 win. That'll be interesting. It'll be good if Dundee United can go through to the next round. It's terrible that they need to qualify. Anyway, a pure draw. So if Brendan can't beat them with the players with half, and it should be chased out the door. I think that's the way that Celtic will be thinking about it. The way to look at it, I mean, we beat Slovan Bratislava 5-1 last year at Celtic Park, opening game of the Champions League. You're looking for a similar type result, although the Kazakhstan team, Almaty, they are a lot more defensive minded. The only thing is I'm going on the Castlemilk boys bus. Larson was a quick healer, so I think Jota I think he's going to be fine. Watch along Baz, yeah, we'll do it on another channel. We'll do it on this one. Might do it on another channel. It starts in a couple of minutes. Go and see if you can get a link for it then, Michelle. Cheers. There are no hatchet men. Yeah, when you look at the fouls, there was 40. What was it? There was 53 fouls in the game the other night. So you need to watch that. Do you know? I mean, it's all about us being able to put out decent players. But there's Brian got his team up. What is it? He's going for Sinisalo, Inamura, Trusty, Simpson, Ralston, Bernardo, McCowan, Engels, Yang, Kenny and Shin Yamada. Putting Shin Yamada out on the wing then and allowing Johnny Kenny. That would be an interesting one. We could do that. But will Brendan be as daring? Or is he going to try and play it safe? Will he give players maybe 45 minutes? Joseph's going for Sinisalo, Ralston, CCV, Pusey, Johnson, Kalmack, Arnie, Bernardo, Kenny, Yang and Dyson Maida. There's one thing, and there'll be a full complement of changes in this game. And I think that Celtic will win it. I'm actually going to say that Celtic, I reckon, will win it. So I'm going to get my score in. Celtic. We've got a clean sheet record, haven't we? Yeah. I'm going to go 3-0 tomorrow. That's me. I've locked it in. I've typed it in and I've locked it in. I'm going to go Celtic 3, Falkirk 0 tomorrow. I think that we'll score 2 goals in the first half. We'll score a third early on in the second half. And then Brendan Rodgers will make sweeping changes to the team. And we'll not score any more goals. It's simple as that. Imagine if we still had Kuhn. Could you imagine if, never mind just Kuhn, Virgil and so on, we could have been a force, but unfortunately we're a selling club. Yeah. If we'd never sold half the player, it is what it is. Michelle's gone for 4-2. Where did that go to? Brian's got his one in. Joseph got that one. Dave Hislop's going for 5. Perfect, thank you. Dave Hislop's going for 5-0 Celtic. Michelle's going for 4-2 Celtic. She thinks that Sinisalo will let in 2 goals, even though I think that Joseph, are you on? I might be down in Nerha on Saturday. Just saying. Flying visit. Michelle's going for 4-2 Celtic. Hank, I didn't see your score. Don't put it up again. I'll come try to find it. Well, let's get the chats all over the place with this tonight. Kieran's going for 5-0. Simon's going for 3-0. Celtic. Stephen Johnson's going for 6-1. Paul Bear's going for 7-0 Celtic. That would be epic. But do we really have the strike force to do the damage like that? I'm suggesting not, Paul. Not right now. I think we're a couple of players. Still a couple of players. We need a prolific striker. Maybe tomorrow night's the game that Idah goes, do you know what? I better get my finger out because I'm going to get the bullet here. And maybe it does do that. 3-0 Celtic, says Aiden. Pubcat is going for Sinisalo, Johnson, Murray, Trusty, Tierney, Bernardo, Engels, McCowan, Maida, Yang, Kenny. Get the job done first half. Take Tierney, Johnson off half time for Ralston and Amura. It's an interesting one. Brian's going for 3-1 Celtic. Let me just go into here, into there, and oh crap! 27 seconds till the ad clears. God, is it a hot night back home? There was thunderstorms earlier. Dundee United fans are all sitting with t-shirts on. I got sent videos of torrential rain earlier in Fife. 7 seconds. This better work after this. There's just an ad coming up. Nope. Streams. Stanelli's going for 3-1. And Dave Morton's going for 3-0. Les is going for 3-1. Brian Rose going for 7-0. 7-0. I don't think we've got the players for a 7. No, I just can't see it. I don't see the fluidity of the team. I don't see the fast one-touch attacking football for us to do a 7-0. It's just my opinion, though. So it's Joseph Davison's going 3-1. Mobley's going for 3-0. Gus is going for 4-0. Stop bringing up adverts. That link's just giving me nothing but adverts. You still got your laptop on? VPN? I'll try one more time just see if I get this game to run. No. Click here to close and play and it goes to an advert. Well, he's going for 3-1 Celtic. Three fathers taking the 3 sons tomorrow. The first Celtic games. Does anyone know where the Green Brigade walk to the game? Yeah, they come up from the Celtic Supporters Association Club down London Road. But they go in roughly about 45 minutes before the game starts. So if you hang around that corner, you'll see them coming up if you're there in plenty of time. Dave Morton's going for 3-0. 3-0 for me. Look at the last 2 games. Yeah, the defence will be solid. I think so. Spacey's going for 4-0. Maida Stain, Baz, man, 4-0. JJB, we'll wait and see. We'll wait and see. That was the face. That was the look on Brendan Rodgers' face when he was asked about Dyson. That was his face. I screenshotted it. To have a Pokeball mic all over it. When I'm proved right. Giswell says 1-0. Who said Balikwisha's on his way? There's quite a few people online chats saying that he might be on his way. But he's been on his way for a couple of months. He's been living in a suitcase for that long that we'll wait and see. And the fact that Brendan Rodgers did say today that we're allowed up until 24 hours before the game to make 2 additional changes. Brendan knows something's going on. And I think that we'll get a couple of players in next week. Just before, I'm reckoning Monday or Tuesday, there'll be a signing at Celtic next week. Shin Yamada did 2 hat-tricks. Can't see it. 4-0 Celtic. If Adam Idah doesn't score against Falkirk or Livy, he's done for as far as I'm concerned. It doesn't get easier than that. AR, does it get easier though? Because, right, this is my defence for Adam Idah. Is he getting the service that Kyogo Furiashi got? Be honest with yourself and then tell me in the comments. Do you think that Adam Idah is getting the crosses in that Kyogo Furiashi got on a continual basis? Remember, you had Dyson Maeda that was on form at the start of the last season. way better form than he is this season, mysteriously. And then you had Nico Kuhn on form at the beginning of last season. Come back and give me an honest answer. Do you think that Dyson and Yang is given the same level that Kyogo got at the start of last season? Because I don't think he is. He's not getting the crosses. He's not getting to run off the back line. We're allowing the defence to get far too back. But people say that he's shite. He's absolutely shite. But he's not. He's not getting. For me, he's not getting the same level of service, and that's just my opinion. Will he come good? Celtic cannot afford to sell Adam Idah. It's as simple as that. He's a 20 goal scorer a season striker. He's the best striker that we have at the moment at the club. Whether you like it or not, he's the most experienced striker we have. So, we'll wait and see. There's smooth in the chat tonight. Has there been a Friday night game at Paradise before? Thursday nights. Friday night, was that a December game on Friday night against the Huns? And we beat them. And it was between Christmas and New Year. It was... God, you're going back years now. Because I stayed behind in Glasgow and we went out in a mad one. Just click OK. No, I'm not getting click OK. It's click here to close and play. Let me just take it. Let me just go back to that and see what it gives me. Vitbox. Fuck's sake. No, I've got all sorts of fucking pop-ups. Yeah, I've lost the page because... It's because it's fucking Spain. Oh, that one's... See if that link works.
Up to 10 devices at once. $3.99 a month for 2 years.
Right, I'll have a look at... There's another one that I was looking at. Surfshark, it's called.
Yeah, I've looked at that. So honestly, I had a discussion with Emma.
Right.
If anybody knows.
Yeah, it was.
She was like, to be honest.
Nord. Right, okay. Cool. NordVPN it is.
This is up to 10 devices simultaneously. So it could be me, you.
Aye, yeah.
and the TV.
Yeah, just do that then. Right, let's get back to this. Get Vardy in the door for a year, obviously 6 months. Not a chance, not a chance. Are Celtic seriously going to pay the kind of money to get Vardy in when we're not paying? Scott Ben will automatically head for his seat on the Celtic bench tomorrow night. Do you think he'll come out and tap it and go, "You've changed the bench. Where's my seat?" Gus McSinneman's going for 4-0. Dave Morton, there's rumours that he will be here next week, but I'm just saying it's rumours. That's all it is. It's just chat. Brendan Rodgers did hint that there may be some incomings next week due to the fact that his exact words were, we're allowed to bring in 2 players up to 24 hours before the game next week. So Celtic do know that we're... Les, there's no way I'm putting that up on the screen. Tone's going for 3-0 Celtic. Whereabouts that, Joseph? I'll watch it. You have no idea where you're talking about. It's a rumour that he's on his way, Dave Morton. It's just a rumour. They just block stuff here. Closed down. Oh, there we go. Camel one will get it. Yeah, see, Camel TV always works. Camel Live. Camel Live always wins. Right, anyway. Near Torres Costa. Cool. I'm only down for the day, so it is going to be a flying visit. Thank God we have a rumour. Yeah, there's a rumour of another guy as well, but I'm not going to start rumours because there's one online. According to African Football, it's a site that has spoken about Celtic before. But it's only got 2,000 followers. I'm not buying it. It's not a reliable link. No, there is someone trying to say that no, I'm not even going to talk about it. No, after the last one. Rumours overrated album, yeah. There, I said it. Off nearly a goal there for Dundee United. Was it? I wasn't even watching. Cracking result for Dundee United if they win this, and it just shows you. I mean, there's Tannadice, right, and it's in full pelt. I mean, it's full. Why can they not turn up? I mean, I know it's a European game and all the rest of it, but see if teams like this turn up for their SPFL games, it makes it more interesting. And there was a thing on Twitter actually, and it was showing you the coefficient of Scottish football from when Dundee United were successful in Europe. And folk are now saying, what the fuck are you talking about Dundee United for? And I did point out, and Dave Hislop, I've got it on Camel TV. Camel1.live. Yeah, I'm showing you the correlation between when Dundee United were successful in Europe, and at the time Aberdeen were successful in Europe, and there was other teams that were successful. You just calling down. Oh fuck that! You can pay. Aye. Right, we'll look at it later. Well, I'll try that then. Aye, just do that. Dave Morton's away to watch football. Let's put money on. Never even done a poll tonight, did we? Never even done a poll. It's always a Thursday night. It's always a weird one, especially when there's. Yeah, Joseph, catch you in the morning, and you never know, I might see you down Torres Costa Saturday. You never know. Right, let's get this Dundee United game back up. I'm going to watch a bit of this while we're chatting away. And be some crack of goodwill in Dundee United are playing against itself. That's bad one, Mark. That's bad. What are the stats for this game? Typical European game. Dundee United Tell you one thing, Dundee United have had 4 shots on goal. Yeah, why can Dundee United fans not fill out the stadium like that on a week-to-week basis? Do you know, it would help the club. Oh, here we go. Oof, what a tackle. What a tackle for the Dundee United player. JGB's going for 4-0. Michelle's just put up the link for the Camel 1 Live. The folk that want to watch along with that as well. We'd be as well watching it on this channel. I was going to watch it on another one. JGB's going for 4-0 tomorrow with Celtic. Been recommended this 5 channel. Good point. Well, there you go. Welcome to the channel, Celtic Made. It's fantastic to have you along. And I seriously mean that. It's good to get new subscribers on. Celtic will get stronger is a headline that's on the media tonight. Yamada to start. People are saying Yamada might start. Celtic. I'm not even going to go to that site. Why are online websites still thinking that Celtic line up 4-3-3 when they haven't lined up 4-3-3 since last year? It's absolutely crazy. Be nothing 4-3-3 about the way that Celtic line up tomorrow night. They're not going to change it. They're going to change the formation now. Everyone, welcome Celtic Made to the channel. I've got to say, I'm quite impressed with the Dundee United fan base on their strips. They get a corner against Dundee United. It would be good for Scottish football if Dundee United did go through. But then they're just going to get through to the next round. Are they going to... Are they realistically going to get any further than the next round? And I know there's a lot of... Do you know, at this time of year, teams are just happy to get their wee jaunts in Europe. But realistically, you're wanting them. Dundee United keeper made a good save there. And amongst all those players, making sure he was dominant and it's good to see how they'll kind of play against Celtic as well. But then again, I mean, there's Dundee United. They're not playing 5 or 6 at the back. No, they're having a go. When it comes to Scottish football, when it comes to Celtic, I bet they'll revert right back to it. "4-1 the Hoops tomorrow," says Gary. 4-1 the Hoops tomorrow. It's made a cross and a shot from Dundee United there, wasn't it? I don't think I've ever seen Dundee United's ground as full as this in a long time. That'd be brilliant if the Zombies went out, Baz. Yeah, Paul, it would be absolutely brilliant if Dundee United went through and the Zombies went out. But then if the Zombies go out, do they not drop down into the Europa, Paul? And for me, that's the worst thing. If they're knocked out of Europe altogether, I'm happy with that, but they're not. Do they not drop down into the Europa? And they get a good run in Europa again, and they think they're fucking world beaters. You know, it's rinse and repeat. Whilst we're happy just to plod on the Champions League and not invest to try and get to the last 16 in reality. Not too bad. It won't be easy tomorrow, says Big Rab. 3-0 game. I think it'll be 3-0. Henrik Larsson's last home game was against Dundee United. He scored twice. Unbelievable day at Celtic Park. Yep. United 1-0. What a goal! What a goal for Dundee United! Holy shit! One 0 for Dundee United. Fair play to Dundee United. Dundee United winning in Europe. Wee Mitch is a star. I can't believe that. Dundee United are winning in Europe. They're winning 3-2. That's a fair play to them. Super chat from Wee Mitch. Evening Baz and the One Celtic fans view community. Hope everyone is well. Hail. Yep. We're currently just having a nose at the Dundee United game due to the fact that from a Scottish football, that was a good. I tell you one thing, that was a good goal. That was a good goal for Dundee United. Like, I mean, that was a cracker. That cross and Jesus. Hopefully Idah gets a couple tomorrow night, get his confidence up. People go on about confidence for a striker, but when you're at Celtic, you shouldn't need confidence. You know, every game you should be at the start of the season. I said earlier on that I don't think that Adam Idah personally is getting the same type of service that Kyogo Furuhashi got at the beginning of the season last year. That's just my own personal opinion. Other people might say differently, but I don't think that he is getting that same level of service that Kyogo got. And I think that once we get wingers in that will give him the service that he needs, you know, that's pushing on that back line. You know, it's not just about the headers or it is about having the runs, and he's just not getting them. He's a 6-yard box striker. Look, I'm going back to Paradise tomorrow night for the game. Nothing like it. Says Celtic made. Perfect stuff. My last game of the season was the last game of last season. I know we're only 2 games in. Yeah, the Balikwisha one's a rumour. It's no real story so far. But people have been talking about it on certain forums within the Celtic landscape. Dundee United with another cracking ball to their striker. I tell you, that's one to watch out when Dundee United play us, because we like to push up, and that was a cracking ball for Dundee United. And if their striker just had another couple of 2 yards, it's only the first half. It's only 27 minutes into the game, William. I mean, that was there's Dundee United now. Went to 6 at the back. Quite rightly so, because they're 1-0 up on the night, 3-2 in aggregate. That was good recovery for Dundee United there. Never thought I'd say that in my life. I want to make a difference. I want to take a different lineup tomorrow and give some bench players game time. We're going to need them, very short numbers in the team. Yes, it is that. I think that Brendan Rodgers will have an eye on the Hibs game. What's the Hibs game score, Paul? Proper Scottish goal. No, I wouldn't say it was a proper Scottish goal, that one for Dundee United. It was a fantastic cross. No, it wasn't just it's a fantastic cross for the fullback that got it into the striker. So it's good at any level. We've got it on Camel Live. I'll see if we can get Michelle, go and put the link up for us again, please. Michelle will put the link up if she's there. I'm just saying, Adam Idah's not been tapping the ball in, holding it up correctly. He's been either off the ball. He needs to get his finger out, says Darren. Yeah, but if he's holding the ball up, who's he passing it into? We've not got a Matt O'Reilly running into the box, you know what I mean? It's where Kyogo didn't have to hold the ball up. That's the difference. You know, Kyogo was always on the shoulder of defenders. Adam Idah, he needs the ball in the 6-yard box. And I don't think that Adam Idah's getting that service in the 6-yard box. We're giving him and he's out wide. And it's not good having Adam Idah out wide as a striker. When you're having to try and rely on Dies and Maeda coming in and then Yang coming in the other side. It's just you know, we're not as good. Sometimes Adam's first touch lets them down. Yeah, it does that. It's 0-0 to Hibs. What is it on aggregate? Is it still 0-0 on aggregate? Second touch is a tackle, yeah. But is that because he's got a couple of players round him? And is it because he's got a couple of players that are closing in on him, defenders-wise? You know, I'm just trying to think about and understand the mentality of what's going on in his mind that's making him be so indecisive. You know, and is it something that Brendan Rodgers can rectify ultimately, or is it purely positional? Is it nothing? It's not a mentality thing. Is it come down to purely positional? And Brendan Rodgers needs to tell Adam Idah, tonight's games are sponsored by Camel TV. I wish. And is it just the fact that Adam Idah plays better when he's in the 6-yard box? And I think it's yes. You know, when he's outside the box and he's got to make runs, I don't think he's as good. I think he's better when you've got the wingers that are coming down, getting crosses in, and then he can get them in. But then again, he's missed a couple of headers. He skied a header that he should have put in. There's something not quite right about it, but he'll have to get it sorted. Or I'll tell you one thing, Celtic will go back into the transfer market and bring in someone else. Watching Hibs on Council Telly. Don't get those Hibs family butchers aprons. Yeah. Adam Idah needs to play the way he did to Aston Villa. Away to Aston Villa, yeah. 2-0. 2-0 Hibs. That's a good result. It's Hibs away from Dundee United again, getting a cross on. That's not a bad night for Scottish football then, is it? 2-0 to Hibs on aggregate. There we go. Adam Idah's played well. He showed what he can do, says Darren M. He is a very polarising player, but Celtic fans always need that one player every season. I mean, last season it was Greg Taylor. Greg Taylor was getting it left, right and centre last season, even though Greg Taylor played some of his best football last season for Celtic. That's a long... Jesus, that's a long throw in, eh? You need to be wary of that one for Dundee United. That was a throw in and a half. That was almost right on the penalty spot. Jesus, it was, wasn't it? In fact, it was closer than the penalty spot. It was almost right on the 6-yard box, on the line of the 6-yard box. A diagonal throw in. High bees are all over them. Big crowd at Easter Road. I just find it remarkable that they support their club in vast numbers for an important game like this. But then when it comes to the week to week, and it's the week to week, if all Scottish clubs filled their grounds on a weekly basis, Scottish football would be in a better place, a far better place. The standard of football would go up. You know, Rangers would be finishing 3rd and 4th in the league every season, and it would be a fantastic place. Maybe Idah has personal stuff going on. We're all human. Nah, I don't think it's that, Mark. If he has, he shouldn't be playing. Idah will come good. Continue with freedom. Yeah, KT will work out exactly where Adam's going to be at points and get some fantastic crosses in for him. That's for sure. I think Hibs will be runners up in the SPL this year. Hibs 1-0 down. That's a kiss of death, wasn't it? Well, he says Hibs will be runners up, and then Hibs are now 1-0 down on the night. I think we should all be watching the Hibs game instead of Dundee United. I think Dundee United could give us a good run for our money this season on the fact that they're 3-2 up. We do have a corner to defend. It's interesting watching because if Celtic get corners against them, they've got two men on the post and one guy in front of them. And that's something that Celtic don't do, is they don't Chilpel, if you blocked me, says Carter. Yeah, I miss Greg Taylor giving Rangers players. You've got Kieran Tierney. Michelle, Kieran Tierney will rip Rangers apart. Sugarman. Pre-season we were playing the ball through the middle of the park, hitting the centre forward, banking it out wide. Yeah, it doesn't suit him, does it? Peter's team for tomorrow is Sinisalo, Ralston, JSP, Scales, Inamura, McCowan, Bernardo, Engels, Forrest, Kenny and Yang. Could be something in that. Keeper should have saved it. So the Hibs that. Don't Hibs it tonight, Hibs. Liam thinks Adam Idah will come good. Watching the Edinburgh Hibernian and listening to Baz. It does. I'll probably come off this at half time because I've got stuff that I really need to get on with doing. Probably because the boards are watching teams play the same teams over and over. This is fresh. It is interesting just to see Scottish teams play in a different way than they do in the SPFL. And I wish that they would just change it. And it's like I said, if Dundee United and Hibs were to fill their stadiums like this on a weekly basis, it would make the SPFL much better. Much better. Les says, I think Adam Idah will improve, but I don't think he's a number one striker. Nope. Les, I've said that all summer. He's not our number one striker. He should never be a number one striker at Celtic. He was never brought in to be a number one striker. He wasn't brought in to take over from Kyogo. He was brought in to give us a different dynamics as a striker, regardless of what he cost. Take that out of the equation. He was brought in to give us a big, bulky target man to change games up a bit when teams go to, 5 at the back. Oh, what a tackle by Dundee United there. I tell you one thing. If Dundee United play like that... Oh, he's on! Go and hit it, son. Oh my God, he misses it. What the... Oh my days, it should have been 2-0 to Dundee United there. He was one-on-one with the keeper and passes it out to the wing. Unbelievable. That should have been 2-0 to Dundee United. Why did he not take a shot? He went for that. He went for the Dundee United half. Takes on 2 players, gets past the 2 players, gets to the edge of the box. Rather than pass it, he tries to pass it out wide, and the other player just didn't see it coming at all. Jesus God, man. That was unbelievable. The message just on one of the jingle boards things. That's been Stitches last 20 minutes. Doug's going mental though. Dundee United player maybe injured himself. Yeah, we can't afford any injuries at this time of seasons. I would kill for a curly whirly right now, says. Curly whirly and a cup of tea. That'd just be bliss. Oh, is there a way to look at... It's not going to be a penalty. Oh, is he going to give a penalty for this? Oh, you motherfucker, that was sore. Oh, you fucker. Oh, Jesus. He could get the penalty for that. Oh, man. I think he's going to get the... Dundee United are going to... Oh, they got the penalty. Oh, Dundee United got the penalty. Nobody called for the penalty either. Remember, Celtic were denied 2 penalties up at that end at Tynecastle. At Tannadice. Going to book the player now. the Huns playing. The player goes to gets booked. Penalty at Dundee United. Rapid Vienna player's just been booked. Can Dundee United go 4-2 on aggregate? 2-0 up on the night. What a result this would be if it I'm not sitting watching the second 45 minutes live. Dundee United with a penalty against Rapid Vienna. It is 3-2 on aggregate. Dundee United are winning 1-0 on the night. Your stream's behind, Baz. Did I say that? There is a delay on YouTube. Goal Dundee United! Goal Dundee United! Dundee United are winning 4-2 against Rapid Vienna. Unbelievable. It was a good goal for Dundee United though. Right, I'm only giving it to half time and then I'm going to shut down the live because it's like there's nobody on tonight, is there? It's like... I've been on for an hour. I was coming on for half an hour. Did this other night and I ended up on for 4 hours. 2 hours, 10 minutes, sorry. Some people have changed their mind over scales. Some standing firm is not quality. Yeah. It's like watching a sea of Watts that's there with their fans. Somebody just spilled a giant packet of Watsits. Right, come on, finish this game up. Won't let them score. Sinisalo clean sheet. Yeah, I think Sinisalo will be a clean sheet. Yeah, you have to say Scottish teams no longer capable of winning all 3 European trophies this year. I mean, if Dundee United fans do not back their team in massive numbers every single game in the SPFL, after watching this tonight, there's something far wrong with Scottish football fans. Because I'm all for Dundee United. I mean, would it mean a reduced capacity at Celtic? More than likely. But if they're filling their stadium, you know, and then Celtic only get that one stand behind the goal, so be it. You know, but Celtic get half the stadium as it stands. Which you could say is disappointing. I mean, you can't have it in both hands, can't you? You can't have... Oh, Jesus, we were lucky there. We're Dundee United. They were lucky there. It's got to be mistaken again. Yeah, Scales has got a wee mistake in him now and again. It's the old shirt pulling thing. Scales has got that in abundance. Dundee United player tried to go down for a second penalty. Not a chance. Jim McLean was an animal. Remember the report about... Do you know the time when Jim McLean, the McLean brothers obviously ran Dundee United? I mean, they used to put players on 10-year contracts and stuff. And it was bonkers. See you in the morning, Baz. Yep, I'm going to see you all in the morning as well. I'm going to wrap this video up. Bad. Oh, you're not right in the head. Anyway, right, I've seen enough of this game. I've got stuff to do tonight. There's only one United, and that's a biscuit. They almost given a goal there. Never mind. Anyway, on that note, have an absolutely fantastic evening, Celtic fans, wherever you are. And thank you for everyone that has watched this along tonight. There's only been 1,000 people on tonight, but it is what it is. Lived in Dundee for a while, went to Tannadice a few times, the Shed, like the old school jungle at Parkhead. Yeah, it's not. Anyway, that's me done and dusted. Have a fantastic evening, Celtic fans, wherever you are, all around the world. Where the hell's the off button?